Encounter is brought to you by the Broome County Council of Churches, where we connect compassion with needs as we inspire growth with dignity. You'll find us in special places throughout the community. For those who remain hungry, we provide meals. For those who are challenged, we build wheelchair ramps. We comfort those who are ill, minister to those who are confined, and we remain an advocate for change and understanding on behalf of every element of our community. Connect and inspire. Encounter the Broome County Council of Churches.
Friends, welcome to the Encounter program. I'm Mark Kimpland, the pastor at the Endwell United Methodist Church. It's great to have you with us today. We have an exciting program today, and we will be talking about the Redbird Mission and Clinic that is in Queensbury, Kentucky, and it provides ministries to the folks in the Appalachian Mountains, and they've been doing this since 1921. The areas in which the Redbird Mission meet the needs of people in that area is they hone in on the idea of education, health and wellness, community outreach, economic opportunity, and community housing and improvement. And we have a very special guest with us this morning, a returning host of the Encounter program, Dave Alexander. Dave, welcome back.
Thank you.
Knew you couldn't stay away. That's great. Glad to have you here today. And the reason Dave is with us is that Dave was really the impetus, the main contact with the Redbird Mission through the Upper New York Conference of the United Methodist Church, which is nearly 1,000 churches, and many of them gathered together to reach out to the Redbird Mission and Clinic. And we're here to talk about that and how churches, as we get going here and such, how churches can help in this very important ministry. But first, I can't imagine not many people don't know about you and what you do and what you've done over the years, but just take a moment for those that may not know and just share a little bit about yourself, your background, your employment, and all of that kind of stuff, just so we can catch people up here this morning.
Well, I grew up in Broome County, Johnson City, member of Sarah Jane Johnson Church, was very active in all aspects of the church then, moved to Endwell after being discharged from the service, joined Endwell Methodist, and been there for almost 40 years now. Been on probably almost every committee there can be to do. Very active, helping with the Monday night dinners and helping you and your wife with the youth ministries, and kind of just doing a little of everything. Really have a passion for what our church does, and feel if I can be part of it, that's one of my gifts there. Plus I try to do some of the cleaning or whatever has to be done, so it's a big place, and we want it to look nice and everything. So I retired in December of 2000. I had worked for the town of Union in charge of Parks and Recreation, and then went to Binghamton University, where I was an assistant facilities program coordinator in charge of the grounds and the roads as far as the upkeep and everything. 1 month after retirement, I got completely bored. I'm not somebody that can sit around, and I found that I was going to the mall walking 4 to 5 times a day, which really didn't make me feel very good. So I ended up driving school bus for 7 years, and that was an experience in itself, dealing with children on the bus and everything. Just so happened at that point in time, the custodian at our church upped and left, and I was asked if I could fill in. And needless to say, I haven't left. I'm still there. So I've been there doing everything. And I kind of feel it's like a home. I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I feel hopefully I'm benefiting the church as a whole.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of, being at the church, I've also got into volunteering a lot, working with the Broome County Council of Churches.
How did that come about?
Well, originally we had someone from the Council of Churches come to Endwell and got up in front of the congregation, did a ministry moment telling about volunteering, and I was one of the few who said, okay, I want to learn more. Went in, had a meeting, and got involved doing taking people to doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, a variety of different things that people need. And then got very involved with CHOW. They got an old school bus that was converted to a CHOW bus. And mainly because I had a driver's license from driving school bus, I drove the bus for them, going to Whitney Point, Upper Lisle, different places to take a market out to the people. That was a great experience, just going out. You're going to areas where there is definitely a need in our area to have fresh vegetables and stuff. So we're kind of doing all that. That's kind of, right now, they've purchased 2 vans, so the bus sits parked for the time being, and it'll be used for special events. So kind of just doing all of that keeps me pretty busy with the volunteering.
So with all of that, with all your work with the Endwell United Methodist Church and Broome County Council of Churches, how did the Redbird Mission come about?
Well, last spring, the couple that Paulette and Nelson Toner have been doing it for 7 years with another couple. They called me and asked if they could come and meet with me. And I said, sure. I wasn't sure what they wanted to talk about, but they came in. Paulette expressed that she was having some health issues, and they asked if I would consider praying about what they're going to be asking, and they wanted to know if I would be willing to take over the shoebox program. And I think the whole time I sat there listening to them, I could feel God saying, Dave, tell them yes right now. Don't sit on it and wait, for a week or two. And I did. I told them I would take it over and do the project for them. They had, over the years, back then it used to be the Wyoming Conference of the United Methodist Church. So they did the churches within the Wyoming Conference, and also some of the churches in Pennsylvania. And at that point in time, they collected shoe boxes, had different churches collect shoe boxes, and you filled them with personal hygiene items. Okay. And they'd average maybe 700 shoe boxes a year that were taken down to the Redbird Mission. And basically in the shoe boxes, you have soaps, toothpaste, shampoos, other things like a hat, gloves, a washcloth, and you mark a box. It can either be for an adult male, female, or children, boy or girl. And if it's a child, you put in maybe a toy or something. A lot of churches also wrote little notes. Okay. So when people got the shoe boxes, they had a note from somebody up here that, telling them why they did it and everything. So it was, they would run a truck, and 2 couples would actually take 3 or 4 days, drive to Kentucky, unload, and then they would leave the truck down there and come back in the other car. So they kind of gave me an idea of what they had done, and in the process, they told me that they gave me the contact person for the Redbird Mission, and I called down there, had a long talk with the lady, and I'll be very honest with you, I guess my impression is I was talking with someone who was probably in her 80s. Just, I don't know why, but that's kind of the way it was. And she expressed to me that they loved the shoe boxes, but they would prefer if we could get a closable plastic box. That way the people can use this to store things throughout the year. This is one of the things that we kind of pushed for this past year. In the whole process, they had given me a list of all the churches that they had dealt with. And I made some contacts, and because we're with the Upper New York, we decided, it ended up being published in their monthly newsletter. So all of a sudden, I'm getting phone calls.
That's 1,000 churches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you, if we do it, would you be willing to come and pick the shoe boxes up? became very overwhelmed.
Sure, sure.
Mainly because we were looking at making a trip, leaving Broome County the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So if anybody thinks about that, everybody's headed home after being with family. And part of the problem was I talked with them. I said, "Could we come earlier?" And they said, "Well, if they would take us with the shoe boxes, but then we'd have to go to a different location, unload, and then they would have to move them again a couple of times to get them to where they actually had to go. But if we come right after Thanksgiving, we will take them where they're going to be given out." So that was another thing where a lot of prayer went into it.
Yes.
Do we want to really do this? Is the weather going to be good? Unfortunately, this year, except for rain on the way down, the weather was really good, and it rained on the way back. But it was a good trip. I had a gentleman from Central United Methodist Church, Bill O'Brien, who kind of was talking with them, and he says he wanted to help me.
Good.
I said, "Bill, you know what you're in for." "I don't care. We're doing it." So he was the one who found all the directions and everything, and he had his trusty GPS that was fairly old, but he trusted it, so off we went. But
got you there.
It was in the whole process. He actually helped me go around different locations to pick up things. I do have some slides or pictures if Chris could bring them up. I will try to explain to people. So if you're listening on the radio, we ended up renting a 26-foot Penske truck, and right now we're looking at the back of the truck just before we left, and if you can see, that's 26 foot long. Not only are there shoe boxes in there, was over 100 bags of clothes. I'm not sure how many bags or boxes of books, cleaning supplies. We had a fold-up bed.
So they will take other things also?
They'll take other things.
Okay.
You're talking about going to an area where the average income is $7,000.
Yeah.
These people live in homes where there is no running water sometimes.
Yeah.
They have to go to a stream to get water for drinking and everything, and that's where it's like the olden days. They washed the clothes in the stream and everything, so it's kind of...
very poor.
Yeah, very poor. This is another picture, close-up of everything in the truck.
Impressive.
Yeah,
very impressive.
We had over, we thought we had over 1,400 shoe boxes, the plastic and the cardboard boxes in the truck. So we had a lot. In the past, they've only taken 700, so this was very overwhelming when we pulled in down there. The next slide. In the process, we went around to all the churches and picked up, this just shows we borrowed a van from Central United Methodist Church. We went up to Barnersville. Never even heard of the place, but it's up past Cooperstown. Church of 40 people. They filled the entire van full of shoe boxes and different things. And they had them all marked. And a lot of stuff was put in boxes for us, which was really great.
Yeah, so, very helpful. Very helpful when they can do that,
This shows us with the central van at Barnersville Church. Very small church. The couple we met there were terrific. They spent all the time sorting through everything to make sure everything was right in each shoe box.
Makes it easier.
That was,
yes.
Definitely. That was. And then from that, we stopped on the way back to Endwell at Broad Street Church in Norwich, and I'm not sure how we got stuff in there, but we picked up. They had quite a few boxes there too. So. That's just another picture of the truck. That's the truck itself, 26 foot long.
To think the 26 foot long truck was filled to the
it was filled from front to back, and
that's wonderful.
We used a step ladder when we were loading to pile it up. So that was just really unbelievable. This is an accumulation of shoe boxes that we kept in our garage at our church. As people from other churches in the Broome County area, they'd bring them down and bring them. Plus, we collected over 100 shoe boxes from people at our own church. So, I mean, it's just people are very generous
Yes.
on this project.
Yes. Yeah.
Here we are at the Redbird Mission. It's a picture of part of their school when we got down there. There's seems to be a creek every place you go, and there's just a little roadway goes across it to get to places. So,
And as I understand, that school is also K through 12. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And some of the kids actually they have dorms, so some of the children stay there.
Stay there. Okay.
And a few come in, but they have a beautiful cafeteria.
Yeah.
We're invited to have lunch that day.
Great.
So
Great. Wonderful.
this is the office area where for the community director, and she was the one that oversees giving out the shoe boxes. Very nice office area, very busy.
Yes. Yeah.
This just shows their family ministries. Took this picture because it just shows a little of everything they do. Almost everything for adult education, homeless people, being a volunteer, women's outreach.
So they're really meeting the needs of the
Right.
of the community in
Yeah.
which they're serving. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Wow.
this happens to be, we went to New Milford United Methodist Church in Pennsylvania. We had the central van. We walked in the back door, and we said, it's not going to fit. But that is what they collected from a variety of churches. But
Marvelous.
they
Marvelous.
had just everything full of shoe boxes.
Yeah.
So we ended up, we decided we were going to do things with the van versus having the truck for a couple extra days, but we went and picked the truck and came back down there to pick all this up. And that's more of their stuff there at New Milford. They actually brought in probably a dozen church members to help us load when they found out that we were there,
Impressive.
which was amazing. 'Cause
Great. Great.
That really helped us out a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're here back in the office area of the mission. They have all these rooms where they can meet with people. The clinic's in here. They have a small pharmacy, so they can take care of the needs of the people. Needless to say, on our trip, GPS didn't really tell us much. We went to Beverly, Kentucky, because that's where we thought everything was.
Yes.
And we got to this little post office there. There was like 4 homes, and where's the mission?
Yes.
Went and asked a neighbor, and she says, you drove by the sign. So we had to come back, and sure enough, we didn't see the sign. So we were 6 miles
So
off.
close. Yes.
Well, there's the entrance to the Redbird Mission Conference Center
Yeah.
in Queendale Center.
Yep. Yep.
Very nice area. People forewarned us.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about this story.
Yeah,
Yes.
That they said, well, they told us a lot of it was going to be dirt roads, but they had paved them. But as you can, for those, it's like an S-turn. And if you can imagine driving a 26-foot truck that hung over on the other side of the yellow line. And some of the pictures we have here were before it started to rain. Part of our trip, it was raining our last 2 hours going in. The mission, you can see there's one of those swollen
Quite
creeks.
a challenge. Yes.
Yeah, and rocks on one side of the road, a gorge, and you didn't want to go off the road because
That is faith, my friend.
Yes.
That is faith. Yes.
So.
Yes.
that's
Wow.
another sharp turn.
Yeah.
When we came on that, I actually stopped the truck. I said, it's like, I just wanted to make sure because we're in a coal mining country. A lot of the coal mines are closed, but we did have a couple of trucks come by us, and they just go like crazy. And
Amazing. Wow.
I just didn't know. And this is through a rock cut.
Yeah.
In fact, one place, which we didn't get a picture, was actually they cut the road under the rock, and we had to drive under it, hanging over. I mean, it's just unbelievable what you went through to get to this place.
Yes,
And it was up and down. It was very slow driving because of that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this is the entrance to the school. They have probably over 200 children there.
Okay.
And that just shows another picture. They took us there for lunch. It was really funny because we were there. And they forewarned us there's no cell phone service down there. And I thought, I pulled my phone out, and I had service, which I'm not sure why, but all these kids are coming up. How are you talking to someone?
Oh, no kidding.
It was
wow, wow.
they
Culture
were
shock.
just, it was kind of,
Yeah.
just shows you, I mean, this is more of the school. It's built up on piers because everything floods. They get a heavy rain. Where the cars are parked, they could all flood.
Yes.
So everything is built up so they can, they don't have to lose anything. The lady in the black is Tracy Nolan. She's the director. Needless to say, she's not 80 years old. She is actually from up north here. She'd gone down there to volunteer and felt God's call, and her husband actually stayed there. And just as a point of interest, if you want to get gas for your vehicle, it's a 2-hour drive. If you need groceries or a prescription, it's a 2-hour drive one way.
Amazing.
To get it. There is nothing around. There are no fire trucks. There are nothing. They have a fire engine located at the Mission, which I found out later on was donated from Spencerport United Methodist Church here in New York State. That's the only fire truck. Otherwise, they depend on a truck to come. There's a picture of a home, and you can see with the rain.
Sure.
I mean, they could be flooded. It's
no
just
time at
amazing.
all.
I mean, a lot of times the road goes in the creek bed up. There's no bridges, so it's really it's and a lot of the homes, as you look down in the banks we're driving by, they set down in the valley. Everything is prone to flooding.
Yes.
And the homes are just shacks in some of the other places. So there's a desperate need for these. We got there. Tracy and her husband helped us to unload everything.
And you had counted how many boxes?
We counted a little over 1,400.
1,400 boxes.
She sent me an email last week and said that there was over 1,700. We miscounted.
By a few hundred,
But she said it was such a blessing because they've always only had 700 shoe boxes being dropped off. And she said it was just a blessing to be able to give so many more out to people. And she was very concerned that you are going to do this again. Can you bring more? So we've learned from what we did last year.
Yes.
We're really going to get involved with the Upper New York Annual Conference and actually set up maybe points within the conference where churches can come and drop off things so we're not driving all over.
Sure.
We can go to one location, maybe one location in Utica, one location near Rochester, because it got to the point where we were just going all over the place trying to pick up stuff, and that's too hard. And we want to use the van versus taking the truck so we can cut down on costs, because the whole trip that we did is dependent on donations that the churches give us to make it. So
along with the shoe boxes and everything that goes into the containers and such, you need donations from churches to cover the gas, to cover, lodging and all of that.
Right. So it's kind of, I was very nervous. Not knowing how much money, because I laid out $1,500 to rent the truck. And I'm thinking, okay, and then that was for a one-way down, and then bringing a car back, picking up a rental car, and paying for that too. So, fingers crossed, and unbelievably, people were so generous. A lot of churches would give us $2 per box. That helped to, cover. In fact, we right now have a little fund to start this year off. So as we go out to pick up shoe boxes, we'll have some money to pay for the fuel and everything. So we're very fortunate. The churches around here, it's a project. It's not just for Methodist churches. We had a Jewish congregation who provided, and there was also a Catholic church. I mean, it's open to anybody. You're doing something for these people down there that there's such a need.
And that was my next question, I think, for you. I mean, this is more than doubled in just 1 year's time, and a lot more churches seem to be active, and really, I kind of witnessed your process. So just before you're going, and your phone was ringing off the hook, and now we've got a network going, and they know where to go. Looking back on that, and we only have a few minutes left here, but what's your takeaway from this? What did you learn about the importance of this mission? What touched your heart? What moved your spirit as you were doing this?
Well, I think two things really. One, meeting the lady, this Tracy down there, and realizing she gave up everything to go down there and work. I mean, gave up a cell phone, gave up the life that you would live up here to go down there and live with nothing. But the whole idea that we were doing something to benefit people who have nothing, and working with so many people in this area between New York and Pennsylvania, and seeing the generosity, it just kind of blew my mind that people were so generous and willing to do this. I mean, to double the number of shoe boxes, it's really in probably a 3-week time is amazing.
Yes.
And this year we're going to start earlier, so, but it's just, you could feel, I mean, talking to people down there, they just couldn't believe that, we're willing to take the time to do this. So, I mean, you came away with a great feeling knowing that you're helping someone. And I think, I can't speak really for Bill, but I know he feels the same way, that's why you want to do it again, because you know that you did something good for somebody, and or you saw the need, and you realize that if we don't do this, they're not going to have this stuff.
Sure.
I mean, I'll say again, God called me to do this, because I probably could have told the people no. I mean, I'm trying to learn that word no.
But this was a big yes. This was a big yes.
It'll be a yes for as long as I can do it. So.
Well, we thank you for this ministry, and it's a ministry that's growing. For those that are watching this program or listening to this program, how's the best way to contact you, real quickly?
Just call Endwell United Methodist Church.
Okay,
and leave a message.
You can also go to the website too. I believe it's on the website at endwellumc.org. So, Dave, thank you. Thank you for your ministry, your mission. I, for one, did not know a whole lot about the Redbird mission prior to coming to Endwell. It's a wonderful mission, a very needy ministry. Friends, thank you for joining us for this Encounter program sponsored by the Broome County Council of Churches. Have a blessed day.